So we're doing a 2-bedroom apartment, and basically everything's been pre-vacuumed, and he's getting ready to pre-spray the living room. And it wasn't too bad, but the living room has some stains of different colors in here. It may be sidewalk chalk because these people have a lot of kids, and they give them the chalk to play with on the sidewalk, and when it's raining and stuff, the kids start coloring the carpets. So it's kind of a kind of a thing. You make sure you supervise your kids when you give them stuff that can possibly ruin your carpeting. Let's see, this bedroom is already bonnet cleaned, and it's all tracked up right now, so it needs to be raked, and we'll do that in a few minutes. And then we got another bedroom back here. It's about 28 degrees outside, but it gets hot when you're cleaning, so we just have the door open here. And this is what the other bedroom looks like, and there wasn't anything in here that was major, so we simply vacuumed it and bonnet cleaned it. So the big job is going to be just see if we can get some of these stains out of this living room. And it's got a lot of just dinginess and dirt, a little bit of a stain to it from the traffic areas. You can always tell where people's couches sit because there's just a pattern that they had furniture, probably had a TV down here. And people don't wipe their feet, they don't vacuum very often, so they grind all the stuff into the carpets. And like we talked about on a previous video, you end up with fibers that have been deteriorated and destroyed. So when you look at the carpet that's over here that was under a sofa, it's in relatively good condition. But if you compare the texture change as you get to this carpet's starting to get little, I don't know what you call it, it's where it starts to peel up and everything. And I mean like peel like a P-I-L-L, because it's just like it's just heavily worn. So we're going to see what we can do with it. He's getting ready to start the pre-spray. So we're going to do that real quick, and then we'll bonnet clean. Okay, we got all the pre-spray down. And the first thing he's going to do, he's going to go around with the brush and hit some of the traffic areas and any stains that he sees. He won't do the whole carpet necessarily. You can if you want to, but he's just basically getting the stuff that needs a little bit of agitation. And that helps get the pre-spray, so it's completely coating the fibers. And it's going to help start breaking the stains down a little bit. And he's going to do the thresholds and everything real good because those are usually dirty areas. So he's going to do this, and then he's going to clean with the bonnet.
It looks like the stains are coming out on camera, but they're not. They're just broken up. They're still in there. Okay, this whole area here is...
This is where we have the color and everything that we're going to see if it does anything. And the carpets are worn out, so at least we can restore the nap a little bit.
That color may not come out if it's Kool-Aid or something like that. It's permanent. They just dyed the carpet.
Yeah, we found there's a few pieces of like hard candy that had been dropped on the carpet when it was, still had slobber all over it, and it stuck in the fibers and had to be, we had to kind of work on that to get that out. So there's a lot of little things that we already removed because we wanted to do that before we vacuumed. Yeah, there's those stains. Let's see if sometimes they look like they're not going to come out, and then they do. Or at least we can lighten them a little bit, maybe.
I have a feeling they won't come out, but we may get lucky. They are lightening them.
It's hard to tell. Sometimes they lighten up and you think that they're out, but then, you see them later and they're back, so. But it's doing a good job restoring all the carpet back to where it looks nice and fluffy again. And these seating areas where people put their feet down while they're watching TV and everything, those are always areas they take a lot of scrubbing and everything to get as much of the dirt out as you can. And unfortunately, if they didn't rotate their furniture around a little bit here and there and stay in the same traffic pattern, you'll have your carpet completely worn out in some areas and you can't fix it because you can help it a lot if you just vacuum regularly. Because what happens when you don't vacuum is all the dirt, sand and grit that gets into your carpet, it just grinds away at the fibers and makes them come apart. And they're not, if you buy a real expensive carpet, you know, maybe it's been, you know, made a little bit stronger and it can handle a little more of that, but this is contractor grade carpet that they put in starter homes and things like that and rental properties. So it doesn't take a whole lot to get it to start coming apart and looking a little bit shabby, because they're not going to use real expensive carpets for rental homes and things like that. It just doesn't make any sense. So he's getting ready to use the bonnet. Did you just spray that in the sink?
Yeah.
Okay, so the bonnet's it's a little damper than sometimes if we spray it, which is pre-spray.
Didn't go all the way.
Yeah, you always want to make sure your driver goes on nice and smooth and flat. And usually if it's not perfect, it'll fix itself after not very long, but sometimes you want to, you know, put it on by hand maybe instead of dropping the thing into it. So this thing does a really, really good job of scrubbing the fibers of the carpet, and that's one advantage that you have over using an extractor. I'm talking about the ones you buy at department stores, like Hoover Steenbacks and some of the less expensive Bissell's. And it's true with the Rug Doctors and Big Greens, and also that you really can't spend a lot of time in one spot scrubbing with the brush because you have to apply water at the same time. Now, some of the commercial models, they have the ability to scrub without applying water, but they don't really want to do that with home models because then everybody complains my carpets are soaking wet. So pretty much to use the brush, you're going to have to be applying some water down. Now if you got a belt-driven model that has like a traditional roller, like on a vacuum cleaner, some of the models have those, then your brush is turning continually, so you want to make sure you don't ever park it in one spot too long because it can wear your carpets out. Now one thing when we're raising the nap on the carpet, like we're doing here, one good thing is it kind of blends it back in with the new carpet. And once we rake it, they look more like the same, they have the same texture for a while. Unfortunately, that's probably going to go away when people walk on it a bunch because the carpet is worn out, but you can make it have that initial really nice look when people first move in. It's going to look really nice and fresh for them. But now if they put their furniture in different spots and everything, they may be able to kind of, you know, have new carpet to look at instead of having to look at some of the old, more worn out stuff. But with these size of rooms, you don't really have a lot of options on where to put your furniture. So.
Those red areas are not going to come all the way out. Don't let your kids drink Kool-Aid over the carpet, or you'll end up with the same thing, and you can't always get it out with even a hot iron and a red dye chemical.
Yeah, you want to keep in mind with these carpets, these are rental properties, and I've had some people comment that they should just replace the carpets, but unless you've never lived in apartments before, or even stayed in hotels, you don't realize that they're going to clean these carpets. And I've seen some apartment complexes where the carpets are really hideous, and they're just not going to replace carpets very often because it's just too expensive. Because you could put a carpet in for a new tenant, and they can tear it up the first month where you can't even fix it. And so it just becomes a thing where, unfortunately, when you're renting, you're going to inherit used carpet. And so hopefully it's at least in somewhat good condition. Most of the carpets in this complex are pretty new. There's a few that are, they've had some residents over 10 years, they've lived over 10 years, and they have pretty old carpet, but most of these carpets are 4 or 5 years, maybe at the max.
Alright, I'm going to go over this dark area again. I'm not going to worry about those red stains, they're not coming out. But this is where that dark area was at where people put their feet. This is the actual bad place in the carpet. And it looks like it's already real clean, and it's going to get even better.
You can still see a contrast between the carpet he's working on and the carpet closer to the wall. The carpet closer to the wall is almost in like new condition because they had furniture covering it. This carpet out here got lots and lots of traffic, and they didn't vacuum and keep it very clean, so it wore out prematurely. But when we get done, it's going to look pretty good.
It's all going to look the same color.
Now we did a video a couple days ago, and I was able to go back up the next day and show the carpet after it had been I had a chance to dry overnight. And what you see is the final results when we show you the raked carpet. That's not what the carpet's going to look like when it dries some more.
They're going to look better.
Yeah, there's always a little residual moisture, and the camera is really good at picking up dampness in the carpet. And even though with the naked eye everything looks uniform, the camera picks up a damp area and it shows it's darker, and so it doesn't look uniform on camera. So that's something we can't really, unfortunately, compensate for. So I know a lot of times when our videos are done, we show the carpets and
that was done.
And they look pretty good, but they actually look better to the naked eye. Okay, I'm going to get the Grandi Groom, and I've already raked one bedroom. I'll show you real quick. There's the Grandi Groom. And this bedroom is raked, and I left the fan on until we're ready to leave, so that because it's pretty cold today and it takes a little longer for everything to dry. But we'll go ahead and we got another bedroom to rake, and we got to rake this living room and get all our equipment off the floor first. And so we'll show you how everything looks here in a few minutes. So keep watching. Okay, we've raked the second bedroom, and it looks pretty good. It's not bad at all. And we're gonna go ahead and do the hallway, and we're gonna do the living room, and my brother's gonna hold the camera.
It turned out good. All we could have got was those red stains. All the darkened carpet came out. Seriously, don't let kids drink over the carpet with Hawaiian punch and stuff like that. They will ruin a carpet. It's lucky the carpet's not white. That would ruin it for sure.
So when I'm doing this, I try to overlap by about 50% because I'm trying to get the carpet to look uniform. I don't really want the rake marks to be obvious, so if you didn't overlap, you'll be able to see more of a difference. And you want to kind of try to go as much as you can all in the same direction, although you can't really do the whole room that way. And when you're reaching forward, you want to try to reach into the area you've already raked slightly at least, So you have a little bit of an overlap there too, because every time you can make a pass with the rake, you're hitting those fibers one more time, so you can hit them 2 or 3 times in the same raking session instead of just once. You got more of a chance of getting a uniform appearance that way.
Hope it's not too dark for everybody to see the video.
We always think it's going to be, and then the camera compensates and overboosts it. And
well, we're in Texas, and we're getting ready to have a blizzard come. We're about 3 or 4 hours away from it hitting here, and it's real dark outside and cold. So it's kind of a bad day for filming, but we figured we'd see what happens.
Now I'm going to put links for the equipment we used today in the link in the video description below. So check that out if you want some more information on these products. And if you subscribe, you can get the videos as soon as we make them. They'll be in your subscription feed, so you'll be able to see them right away. And please hit like on these videos for us. It helps us to get the videos circulated a bit faster with Google's search engines and everything. And you can leave us a comment or a question if you have any, want to get some more information. And we're almost done here. We'll show you the final result real good. And basically besides that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Let me get that one more time.